Hey, everybody. So today we're in Genesis 33, 34, that area. But I want to ask you a question. And I think it's important to understand this question. Have you ever been promised something and then not received it? Well, we all have, right? That is probably the answer for all of us to recognize. Yeah, right. There are things that, man, I was promised, and kind of that's where we're at. If you've been reading along, you understand the stuff going on with Jacob and Esau and Isaac and the deception and things going on, and Jacob through truly deceptive skills that are epic has gained the birthright from Esau, gain the blessing from Esau. But then Isaac actually sends him away and sends him with nothing. He goes alone. Understand that he goes alone. And so finally, we get in chapter 33. We get back and Jacob has left Laban. The struggle through there. If you get a chance to listen to the sermon on Sunday, that'll help you out a little bit to understand kind of where we're at. But so he's getting ready to face Esau, and he knows it's going to be a bad thing. He knows it's going to be a struggle. He actually wrestles with God. Really cool moment. And there's this moment in chapter 33. It starts out and says, "And Jacob lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, Esau was coming, and 400 men with him." So Esau is coming with 400 men. This guy is living it out, right? So he's coming large. And I can only imagine what Jacob's thinking at this point. Okay, I'm toast. I'm dead. Because Jacob's got everything. He's got his wife. He's got his kids. He's got his livestock. He's not prepared for battle. He's prepared. He's moving. He grabbed the U-Haul trailer and he's moving along. And he sees Esau coming. But what I want you to recognize something. Those 400 men should have belonged to Esau. Or I'm sorry, should have belonged to Jacob. They were Esau's, but they should have belonged to Jacob. Esau stayed closer to his family. You'll see if you look at it, he's on the other side of the Dead Sea, right? But understand the blessing and the birthright, the portion, the double portion should have went to Jacob because he earned the birthright. He gained the birthright. He gained the blessing. And here he's walking, and I don't know if Jacob thinks this or not, but he should have looked at those 400 men and said, those guys should be mine. At least over half of those men should be mine. Because where did Esau get them? He got them from Isaac, right? Isaac's the one who got all his blessings from Abraham, right? And so Isaac is rich, wealthy. He's got all this stuff, and then Esau gets it. Esau didn't deserve it, or he'd given up his birthright. And to recognize that piece, but realize something. And I want to talk to you for a second, because what I want you to think about right now, those of us that have been promised something and we didn't get it, we can get upset, we can get frustrated, we can get concerned and just really mad. Like, man, I can't believe they lied to me. I can't believe I was cheated out of that. This is mine. It should have been mine. All of this stuff, right? When we recognize that, we have a choice here. We can either get frustrated or we can see, okay, hey, I believe in God, and if God's called me to it, he's going to get me there. Recognize something. That birthright, that blessing that Jacob tricked Isaac out of and stole from Esau, right? That wasn't where the blessing was going to come from. The blessing was going to come from God. God, in a little bit, as you continue to read today, hopefully, you're going to see that God pulls him back one more time and says, I'm the God who blesses. In fact, I'm going to change your name from deceiver, from Jacob, and I'm going to change it to Israel, right? Israel. I mean, this begins that moment. And he says, the blessing and the promise I made to Isaac, your father, and Abraham, your grandfather, is now yours. It's not Esau. Esau's the Edomites. That's a whole nother story, right? It becomes a thorn in the flesh of the Israelites, the whole thing. But understand that which you're looking, that which you thought that you were going to gain, that which you thought that even through deception like Jacob did, all that you thought you were going to get, that doesn't matter. What matters is the blessing of God. What matters is that God is going to work for you, even through the horrific stuff that Jacob was doing and Rachel and just the whole dysfunction of that family, God still said, my word never ends, but accomplishes that which I planned. And he says to them, says to Jacob, understand this, I am your blessing. Don't look at Esau and the fact that he still got a major portion of the stuff from Isaac. Don't look at that. I'm going to take care of you. And what you see through this is that God took care of them. So I want to encourage you today, right? When you're looking and saying, man, that should have been mine, or why am I not there? Why am I not in this position? You know, why did I get passed over for that promotion? Why did all this happen? Why is my neighbor better off than I am? Why is my family's better off than my brother or my sister? And I worked harder. I've done. Stop looking at that. Look to God. God is the one that wants to move in and through you, and he wants to bless you. And let me tell you this, the best blessings of all always come from God.